All right. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Phyllis. It is March 9th, and I'm here, representing the Vetter platform, and welcome to our daily discussion that we have with the Vetter community every day, Monday through Saturday. So on Sundays we don't, that's our day off, but we do it every single day at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And the purpose of the call is to be able to have discussion, all Vetter, discussion about Vetter and discussions about projects and discussions about whatever it is that you want to talk about, that it revolves around the Vetter platform. And it's it's really exciting for me to be here. I love the piece of being able to help people see things, and I learn a lot too. You reciprocate, it's all reciprocated back to me, because I basically learn just as much as you learn. I learn probably twice as much from you. So I want to just talk about some quick things, just some announcements that are actually happening now. And I want to make sure that everybody is on the right page with everything. We had some amazing things happening in regards to marketing. And I can tell you right now, I'm getting extremely excited to the point where I don't even want to, I can't even look at my computer or my phone when it gets to be bedtime, because there's always something that pops up that takes me away from to sleep. So we have some incredible stuff happening. We just secured these influencers for the first wave. So we put a payment out to these guys: Satoshi Sacker, Satoshi Sean, Rice Crypto, Crypto Shrek, Crypto King, and Brandon 10X. Guys, we're talking about a big deal here, and we're extremely excited about it. And so we're going to be, I don't know all the details on that. That's probably going to be discussed today on the AMA. And but I can tell you now that we have a lot happening. I can tell you that these marketers that we hired, the anonymous guys, they're called Anonymous. They're just amazing. They're doing things that are just absolutely insane. Some of the videos that I'm seeing, it's really, really eye-opening to see how a class act project such as the one that we have here is actually coming to fruition. And it's really, really exciting. And I'm so happy that we're all here, so because we can actually experience it all together. So let me just I'm trying to look at some of the updates here. So I want to make sure that I'm updating you on everything that you need to know. I told you that there's an AMA that's happening now at 4 o'clock on the large Telegram group. We also have our Vetter ads that are in New York City. We'll have all of these we have 9 digital boards at Midtown on 42nd and 7th Avenue. I may have to take a trip to New York just to see that. And that starts on March 18th. So that's pretty exciting. I already talked to you about the influencers. You can actually take a look. It might be a good idea for you, if you're a holder, to go out there and really go out there and really go to their platforms, go to Satoshi Stacker and, like their pages, because we're going to want to reciprocate, because they're going to help us bring a lot of people to the Vetter platform. And it's going to really help change a ton of lives. There really is. Also, we have the countdown that on March 15th, the exact time, I don't know. It's probably going to be announced today on the AMA, so we'll know all that tomorrow. And that's going to be, March 15th is the deadline for the private sale holders. And so that's going to be pretty exciting day. So that's going to be a lot of information that we're going to be able to pass on to you as well. So also, just to give you another little snippet, today at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific, we also have, we're going to be doing our long discussion, and that's going to be with the Vetter Trading Club call, where we actually go on and we meet with the Vetter Trading Club. They're people that are the top Vetters in the community, and we're going to actually take a look at some projects that we feel that could maybe do some really good things for our community. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to minimize the screen so I can actually bring up our dApp. And just give me a sec. And for those of you who don't know how to get on the Vetter platform, it's pretty much, vetterplatform.app. Okay. And I'm connecting my wallet. And actually, let me just switch that wallet. Okay, I'm going to connect my wallet. So that's basically how you make the connection, to the actual dApp. So it's right here. If you're brand new, what's going to happen is you're probably going to be asked to actually put a password in. So you're going to go ahead. It's going to ask you for a password that you're going to set. And once you set it, it's actually going to, a little Foxy here is going to open up, and it's going to charge you a very minimal fee, B&B fee. And that's actually to set your password. That's so that the platform knows that that wallet is associated directly to you. So also, just to kind of show you, because someone asked me this yesterday, this is it. You can edit your profile here, guys, and I'm just going to go in and so a lot of people said, how do I get my name? And this is something you might want to really do, especially if you tend to have some followers, because you tend to be a great scout or a great vetter, just a great human being. You're going to want people to follow you, right? So what happens is, if you don't put something in here that's your username, it's only going to be your wallet address. And I don't know about you, I don't want to be named as a number. I want to be named as a person. Or so go ahead and do that. You click the edit button, you go ahead and put whatever it is that your username is that you want to be recognized as. And this PC is what goes in right in the center, of the avatar. So just so you know, that's how you do it, okay? Because I did get asked that question, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to cover that. So just a couple things I'm highlighting on the, since we're doing a lot of marketing right now, throughout all over the place, not just here, but globally, I also want to make sure that, we have an opportunity to address anybody, right, who may be new on the call, who's seeing the dApp for the first time. So I'm going to spend a little time here. Bear with me if you already know it, but maybe you'll learn something along the way. Because I can tell you now, there's always something that pops up that I had no idea about, until I'm actually doing this call. So this is what the profile page looks like. This is what what you look like. This is what tells you all about you. So let me just make sure, yep, I'm clicked. And it gives you your ratings of what colors you are. So that this is where the pay scale is. So if you're a beige scout, you're being paid $750 for every time that you scout. If you're a green, you're getting paid $1750. If you're a purple, $2250. And then the vetters, absolutely, you get paid here as well. And then the voters, this is what the voters get paid when they actually get to this rank, the purple rank here. Okay, this here, these are the tiers. Okay, these are the actual tiers of how much you have to hold to be able to get into each one of these platforms. And each one of these tiers give you additional levels of access. Okay, this is the rank. This tells you that purple is like a top rank. Green is a good rank. Average is beige. Poor is basically red. Gray means that the project has been not ranked. So therefore, the person who posted it is not going to want to take credit for it, or someone else can actually pick it up. And the yellow is a beginning level person, somebody who's brand new, they're just getting started, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. This here is the March calendar. It basically shows you each day and what we have in regards to, like today is the 9th. There's 3 purples and 2 greens and a few more of the beiges here that actually have things posted so you can look at, okay? This here actually expands this, so it's actually larger like that, but I wanna go back here. Just so you know, these little light bulbs that just actually got started recently, they're gonna have either a video of what that area does, okay? Or it's going to have some indication by text what that area does. So you're going to start seeing these pop up pretty much all over the place as well. So And because I got out of it, it's actually populating again. So we'll give it a second. These are the team stats. These are great to know because, guys, I can tell you here, if you open this up, you're going to be able to look at who the top tippers are, the top scouts are, who the top tip vetters are, the top paid scouts, vetters, and voters. And why is this important? Because then you can actually take a look at who the leaders are and who you want to follow, who has good track records, so take a look at that. I'm not going to get into all of it with you right now, but just know that it's here and you can actually click on them so that you can actually see who they are. Okay, so it's a good thing to be able to take a look at. I'm going to go ahead and hit the black back arrow. These are our gains. This means that these are people that actually had gains. So this person here, Louis, had an 8x. Okay, he's telling you that he actually invested in one of his own projects and he was able to get 8 times his money back. Okay, all of these as well. Raphael, 741 had an 18x. Okay, it's awesome. These here also represent tips that you can actually tip someone. So for instance, this is me. I made a 2x on a project that Metal Ride did, and I was grateful to be able to do that. So I tipped him 1,000 vetter. Okay, so this is a great way for you if you have someone who you're following that's doing good by you on a regular basis. You don't have to, but it's a great way of just saying thank you. I am definitely I'm grateful, for what you're giving me here. These here are the gains and tips. So these are the gains that people had plus the tips that people got. Okay. And then this here are just the tips. It shows the tip section. Over here is basically a section called hot list. And this basically is based on, I think based on rankings and how well people do in certain periods of times. So you can actually look through this. These are actually the top favorites right now. And these are the weekly favorites and then the recent favorites. Again, just get yourself familiar, with it. It's not something that you have to visit every day, but something that you can get familiar with. This here is how you access the video vault. Guys, this is going to be populated more and more and more every day. So one suggestion that I'm going to suggest to you as a new user that you go ahead and, go here and see what questions that you have that need to get answered. They might be right here in this video vault for you. Okay, so let's get started. And what I wanted to do is I actually wanted to do something a little bit different today. And I said I was going to do it. And I wanted to open it up to, someone who would like to have some interaction. Okay, because we have a ton of projects here. Okay, and just so you know, this is what the dApp looks like. This is what the calendar looks like. Okay, this is the month. You can also get this in weekly, daily, daily, and also by list. Okay, so I'm clicking on month because I like, how it populates. Okay, so this is what the calendar looks like, and what these pads, what all this means up here. These are drop-down menus where these are all the different platforms, the networks that we can actually post here. So anything from Aurora is brand new that we just put that in. Elrond is actually a new one. We just put that in. So there's networks out there that you're looking at that you feel strongly about. You can also make a suggestion and we can actually most definitely get that on the network. So you can actually go ahead and post projects from that network. The launch pads are basically where products launch from. Right now in Better, that we actually are in the process of creating our own launch pad. Exciting times, guys, I can tell you that. So eventually you're going to see us here as well. Category just talks about the type of different categories. You may be somebody who really is into launch pads, or someone who's into NFTs, or somebody who's into reward tokens, or someone who's into gaming. We actually cover it all. So you can actually really sit here and click on gaming, and then everything that populates here will all be based on the gaming platform. Okay, the event type, This is basically, do you want to look at private sales? Do you want to look at pre-sales? You know, do you want to look at fair launches, IDOs, and etc.? So that's here. The rank, if you only want to look at purple scouts, or if you want to look at green scouts or look at beige scouts, and I can tell you this, don't get lulled to sleep, because I did an analysis recently on the beige scouts and the green scouts, and they're doing exceptionally well. Of course, the purple ones are doing the best, right? But the beige last month did incredible, and so did the green. So you can take a look at all of them and see what best fits you. Oracle, basically, if you're someone that, I don't know, you're going on a vacation, you're not going to be here for a week, but yet you want to get into a trade, you might want to actually pick something here that maybe it gives you projects that usually, you know, they're going to be people who actually brought these projects, like say Purple Scouts, okay, and people who actually typically can produce projects that in 7 days will do well. They may not do so well in 24 hours, but as you're going on vacation, you're like, heck, I don't want to have to be checking the charts every 2 seconds. So I can go here and basically look at a trade that's going to happen when I get back. So you can look at that. If you're someone who, you know, really wants to get in a trade tomorrow or today, you can just go right here and click on the 9th. Okay. And you can pick, you know, any one of these that are actually, you know, happening. There's one happened is happening 9 o'clock tonight. Okay. And this here is another one that I love, because it actually helps me decide whether I want to look at something that's vetted only. Is it scouted? Is it ready to launch? Maybe I want to look at what's ready to launch, because I want to jump into something, of course, after I took a look at it, maybe ready to launch and vet it. Okay, so these are projects that are ready to launch, but that were vetted. So that maybe that's something I want to do. So that's kind of gives you an idea of how this works. So what I want to do is I want to ask you, and I don't want to have to put you on the spot. You know, if somebody would like to pick a project with me, okay, and basically work with me on, you know, the process that we use to do our own due diligence. And you know, I'm happy to be able to, you know, help you with that. So if that's you and you want to be able to do that, just go ahead and, you know, raise your hand, and I can help you, and we can look at things together, and everyone can learn as we go. So anybody want to actually jump in and do this with me? Again, you don't have to. I'm just putting it out there because I know a lot of people are excited about wanting to, you know, get involved. So, okay, great. Joshua Martin, how are you?
Hi, yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for your hard work on this.
I'm saying, is it Jacob?
It's Josh.
Okay, it's Josh. Thanks, Josh. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to help you kind of navigate, okay, as well as kind of you and I both take a look at projects together, and we can kind of help each other see some things that are important so we can share with them with the community. Is that okay with you?
Of course, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what project are you interested in looking at?
Well, I've had some mixed success with some good ones, but I was just looking at one on the 12th of March, the Web3 project. Okay.
And you can do it through a couple ways. You can click here.
Oh, it's beige. Sorry, it's not a purple.
Oh, okay, let me get out of here. Let me just do all ranks. And I'm going to go right here and put Web3. Okay, this is the Web3 project that you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple ways, you know, that we can get to it. You can either go to the date or just put it in here. So I just actually put it in here. And this is what we have. So a couple things that's brand new I want to show you. This is a whale right here, or a dolphin. I think it's a whale or a dolphin, one of the two. That's an indicator. It's brand new. That indicates that the soft cap is about 500. Okay, if it's a whale, it's going to be 1,000. This is brand new. I asked this morning because I'm like, what are these little characters? that are up here, so that's what they mean. So that means that this project has a higher soft cap than the norm, okay, which is always a good thing in my eyes. So, so Josh, looking at this, if you were to wanted to investigate this project because you wanted to do your own due diligence, what are some things that you can recommend to the community what you would do? And it's
So the first thing
okay, and it's I'm gonna just preface it by saying, if you don't know, it's okay. Don't feel uncomfortable, please. This is a great learning experience for everybody. So go ahead.
Well, usually the first thing I do would be to see how many people were in the Telegram group,
Okay,
just
so
as
you
a
want
measure of
you want
like
me to go
how
here?
popular it is.
Okay. All right, so you want me to go to the Telegram group? Perfect. Now go ahead and tell me.
Then I would kind of see how many members there were.
Okay, well,
that's what I've been doing, to just kind of see if there was any interest in it.
Okay, so we had over 4,600, I think, when I got here. Okay, perfect. It's still updating, so it's running a little slow.
I don't really know what good numbers are, but generally I think if they're a couple of thousand, it seems at least there's some interest in it. That seems good. So
for me too, that's kind of what I look at. I look at to make sure. One of the things, and the reason for that is because we want to make sure, right, that there's enough buying pressure to be able to make, to make their soft cap, to make their hard cap, right? And that's one of the things that we want to actually do. So this looks like a pretty healthy project as I'm looking at the numbers here. Okay, that's 4462. So that's not a bad online percentage. So that means 481 people are actually looking at this project right now. Not bad. Would you say that's a pretty good range?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I had one this week where I did, which you guys recommended, called, I think it was called Safu. And that one had 20,000, and that absolutely shot up. But I think that's just because there were so many people in it.
Exactly. And you have to be careful, because when they shoot up like that, they come down real rapidly too. So you have to kind of be on the lookout real quick.
Yes, true.
Because what goes up must come down, right? And if it goes up quick, it's probably going to come down pretty quick at some point. So tell me what else you look at in here that could be helpful to the community.
So I see if it depends. If I have time, I'd see if it actually is being replied to. So if people ask questions, are they actually replying to it? So I usually would click on like the pinned links and just see like kind of what kind of things they're saying about it.
So these are the pinned links that the project actually pins themselves, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose I just look to see if anybody replies to things, or if there's like kind of a bit of, they seem like they're real people.
Okay, let's go back then, because we're going to see that here. The pin messages, so everybody knows, the pin messages, you can get likes on them and things like that, but typically I don't think you can comment in the pin messages, if I'm not mistaken. But you can comment here. So that's a great point, Josh. We look here and we want to look at questions and answers that we feel are not botted. So if somebody says, we sent smart chain not B to the address, is that right? Well, that probably is not a bot, right?
Yeah, because, exactly. Yeah.
You could tell that's not a bot message. Okay. So let's go take a look. This one here is how much percent token taken by investor old project. So I guess they want to know, I'm not sure. Is it an 18% the old token LP? 100%, 100 BNB. I'm not quite sure what they're saying here. Maybe they're asking what percentage of the tokens are going to be held by the core team. That's always a good question to get answered. That might be what they're looking for. Okay, let's see what else we see here. How many filled in round 2 out of 250 BNB? We know that probably wouldn't be a question that wouldn't be asked by a bot, right? Because they're not going to be able to, kind of come up with that. So what else could we do here, Josh, or would you like to move on?
So I think they had like a private sale before. I don't know whether that makes it safer or less safe, because I've seen some of them, obviously they launch with private sales and then pre-sales and then launch. I don't know whether that's better or whether it's better just ones that are just simple fair launches. I'm not sure, but do you have any opinion?
Yeah, there's different philosophies on that. Depends what you really want to do. A private sale to me, of course, always the best, right? We think, because we're getting in at a below price of anybody, below the pre-sale, below the launch price. But we also need to make sure that a lot of private sales, you have to send funds to a wallet or a contract address. So we have to make sure that when we're doing that, that we're very sure that is being done, that whole core team, you feel very comfortable and confident with, because once that money leaves your MetaMask wallet, I mean, it goes to them. So you have to be very careful. So I always use us as an example, the Vetter platform. I use the Vetter platform because we have a really great core team and we launched the project already. We're already successful. We have a really good name in the community and people know us. So when we launch projects, okay, people are going to flock to it and they won't be nervous about actually getting involved in a private sale, right? Because of the fact is they know the core team and what the outcome has been already. So I'm not saying don't get in them. I'm saying just know who you're getting in there with and just make sure that you're doing really some due diligence on that, because you want to make sure that you're getting in okay. Now, as far as the private sale, I mean, the private sale also, some of the questions that I like to know is like how much was raised in the private sale, and are any of that private sale vested? So sometimes the private sales are vested and they'll have like a percentage that they'll release to the private holders, daily or monthly or every 3 months or whatever. That's always an important thing to look at, because, if you're a private sale investor and you wanted to just kind of, dump your money, in the very beginning because you bought at a low cost, that's also something that could happen and that could hurt you. So you want to make sure that if you're vetting a project and you're getting ready to look into a product, you definitely want to make sure that you might want to get some of those questions, answered. As far as the pre-sale is concerned, typically a pre-sale you're getting into because of, if you're in on a whitelist, that's always a good thing. A lot of times the whitelist you have to kind of work for. So they make you do all kinds of things to, bring people to their community. So it really depends on what's in front of me. This project here, Web3, I actually have a whitelist. I don't know the core team. I know that the project looks I think it looks really well. I mean, this is not financial advice, but I liked the project. And I was able to get a whitelist. So that's kind of, the whitelist is really what I like the best. And in hopes that I could get into their pre-sale, but sometimes, if there's a lot of people in a Telegram group and there's a lot of people in a whitelist, and that's another question that you can ask, how many people are on the whitelist? If they have, 4,000 people on the Telegram and they have 200 on private sale and they have 1,000 on the whitelist, okay, you have to, you got to kind of know that you're going to see some people are going to let go of their token unless it's a really good utility that is going to make people want to hold their token, okay, like Vetter, for that matter, because you're going to need Vetter in order to be able to use the Launchpad when we actually move forward. So I hope that answers your question. I know I kind of got long-winded, but I wanted you to understand the differences, and they all have different impact. Like I said, the private sale could be, them dumping if it's not vested. pre-sale, it depends how many people, are in the pre-sale. So there's all these different little, caveats that you have to kind of think of and, kind of learn as we go. I hope that answers your question, Josh.
Could I ask you really quick, how much effort do you put into whitelists? Because a lot of them take, you have to tweet or you have to like do quite a lot to get on them. How much effort do you put into those?
Here's the thing. It really depends on the project for me. I've been doing crypto for, not real long, but long enough. And over time, I have built relationships with different developers, people who kind of know me, and you're going to get that too, because Better is really getting well known. So if they see that, if you have any indication, on your, on your icon or whatever, if you have any indication that you're with like Better, people start to really look at you differently. And I'm telling you, that's exactly what happens to me. So what I've been doing is, as I get to know these developers, okay, what happens over time is, either they'll launch a project, okay, and I'll know that they're the developer, and I'll just, I'll ask them for one actually. If they say yes, great. If they say no, that's okay. I'm not one to jump through hoops to get to a whitelist personally. I don't have the time to do that. There's a lot of people that shill and do that kind of stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not what I do. I try to build relationships, and then this way people can actually, when I'm talking to them and I'm in a group, they'll be more apt to give me a whitelist than they would someone else, because I'm actually, really promoting their project, right? And I'm doing right by them. The other thing is that, like, for instance, when we do our AMAs, if we have a project, we're going to be doing one soon coming up. We had one with Metaburn. We did an AMA in our large Telegram group. So anybody who attended that, had the ability to get a whitelist. So they're the kind of ways that I like to get them. So I don't spend a lot of time personally. If I can't get into a whitelist, then I'll, there's other methods I can use. But I typically wait until I see a project that I'm pretty sure of, if I'm going to fight for anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's helpful. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, okay. So we determined that this is a pretty active group, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. Now let's go over here. There's one thing that we can look at over in the pin messages. We can actually look at, they have the pink sale. I think they already have, oh wait, no, this is actually, no, what they're alerting you here of fake pink sales. Okay. So just keep an eye on this, guys. And I like to always come back to this, because what they're telling you is that be careful. There are other projects out there with the same name. Okay. But this one is called Pink Swap.finance. This is called Pink Moon.finance. There's one that's actually was the other day, it was something ridiculous. It was like, but PIK, I think, finance. So people are going to constantly try to scam you. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the right thing. So as you can see, they doing this again. Now they're doing an AMA. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see what this says. Does that mean that they're doing an AMA with these groups? I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't tell that either.
I would have to ask the question. So at any rate, so we determined that we think that the project looks, pretty decent. So let's go look at what's the next thing that you would do?
So I would probably look at the website next and see what they actually do.
Let's go look at that. Okay, on the website, you can actually come here and you can take a look at the website here. And let's see. And also, guys, just so you know, you can get some of that information right here too from the Scout and the Vetter. So the Scout basically is telling you that the Web3 project is a world fully integrated with blockchain where people truly own their data. I'm not sure what that means, but we'll actually get that. And they've done a ton of AMAs, which is a good sign, right? That means that they probably have a lot of different AMAs that we can actually gather from their Telegram group, and we probably can go listen to a couple to see if they, what they sound like. Are they doxed? Do you feel like they care about their project? Okay. And then also there's some things here that they listed right here, the white paper, the audit link, the BSC scan contract, and also the pink sale link as well. So I don't like when people do this personally, because when you put this out here, there's a lot of people that can just kind of take this and develop all their scam junk. And so I just always am really careful on that. You can also look what the Vetter says, so the Vetter has more information. So if you're somebody who's in a hurry, you don't have to spend all the time that I'm actually spending right now. You really don't. You can actually go right to a purple Scout or purple Vetter and take a look at their project and really, kind of go through things pretty quickly, because everything's actually mapped out. But what we're doing right now is that we're taking the long way, because we were kind of just educating as we actually are looking at what's on the dApp too. Okay, so don't sit there and think if you're a user, you want to be a user and you're like, I don't have time to do all that. I don't have time to sift through all this. And you don't really have to, guys. You can go right, you can go right here, and you can actually, go to Oracle, pick what you want, scout it projects, ranked, and then you can actually get the project, right in your hand, and you can take a look at what we're looking at. So let's go back to the website here. So basically it's pretty interesting how they have this happening here. It's launching in 2 days and 22 hours. Okay, this is a look at what their dashboard looks like. Okay, let's take a look at what their white paper says. They're always trying to get you, right, with these cookies. And then I have to go in and reject them, and they still stay. And then I got to go do it later, right? So basically, let's see here. I'm not crazy when they do these white papers like this. I like ours because they're so clean and easy, and is there just a basic sheet that we can take a look at that tells us a little bit about the project? FAQs. Yeah, I don't know. I like to know a little bit more about it, the project itself. So I know it's a decent project though, because we actually deep dived this with the Vetter Trading Club as well. So let me just explain what things are, so you know what they are and you know the importance of them. And I'll do that by going to the actual, let me get back to the website. Sorry guys, I'm kind of probably making you dizzy, right? I'm making myself dizzy. So here, some of the things that you want to make sure that you see, that you want to make sure that you see that there's a white paper. You should be able to make sure everything's clickable. Okay, so this is their white paper, as we already looked at. Okay, and the team, they say, is here. You can actually go to these different channels to see how they dox themselves. I don't really give a lot of credit to the KYCs from Pink Sale. A lot of times they will KYC through Pink Sale. So I'm not really crazy about that, but I would go and take a look at these other things just to see who they are, if you can find anything. The other thing I'm going to do is, and again, I like having LinkedIn here LinkedIn is I think, a more valued site to go check out different profiles. And but again, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. A roadmap, you want to make sure that they have something that they're able to, that they're focusing on. What is it? Right here it says that the AMA, these are all not highlighted yet. Okay, so it says swap 1.0, the staking, the NFTs, these should all be out in the first quarter. So when I'm looking at a utility or something like that, I want to know, a lot about that. I ask the question typically in the platform and say, so you have a utility, when is it going to be live? A lot of people, what they do is they'll have a project, they throw it out there, right? And then they start building, they throw a date out there and then they start building their project. You don't want to put your money into something, right? And have to wait a year in order to get it back, unless that's your strategy. They have a cert to audit, they say, but they're going to get one. They're going to get one in the second quarter. I'd be interested to see that. So this is basically what their roadmap looks like. This talks about their ecosystem. They're going to have all this right in front of you. Okay, metaverse, NFTs, all kinds of stuff. So it looks like a pretty decent site. I am not a developer when it comes to looking at projects in regards to what it looks like. To me, I look at the quality of its work. A lot of times, if I'm really interested in a project and I want to spend a little bit more time, I look for spelling errors and I look for like ridiculous things that people should see if they really care about their project. So that's what I see. Josh, you want to add anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much as I discovered as well from looking at it.
Okay, perfect. So A+. Great job. All right.
It's quite hard to tell what they actually do, but I mean, yes.
Yeah, well, tell me.
Well, no, just as in from their website, I agree with you. It doesn't make it particularly clear their actual, I guess, use case.
Use case, exactly. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I would dig into that,
Yes.
kind of what we're doing now behind the scenes. We're looking into, what exactly is it, so I know what Web3 is, but not sure. So
yeah.
Great job. Thanks, Josh. Is there someone else who's got a project that they would like to walk me through? Or if there's a project they would like to actually look at themselves and I can help them kind of get through that. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Let's just go back to the dApp. Let me take off any of these highlights here. Let's just go ahead and take that off so it populates. Let's just take a look at anything. So, say I woke up this morning or wake up tomorrow morning, or I'm going to bed tonight and I want to look at what's happening tomorrow. Okay. So I want to actually look and I'm saying, well, I don't go to work tomorrow till, 11 o'clock. So what's happening before 11 that I might be able to get involved in? So I may take a look at maybe Gold Shiba. It's a green scout. Okay. And I look at this, right? Remember, this tells me that it's 500. I kind of like that. I think I did this project the other day with you guys. So maybe I need to get off that and go to a different one. It's funny how maybe it's giving me a divine intervention and telling me I need to get into that project, right? So let's just pick, let's pick another one. Let's pick, I don't know, Lazy Coin. All right. Well, this means that the Scout doesn't have a launch date, so they may not have a launch date listed yet. However, the pre-sale looks like it's on the 11th. I like to look at this because, again, tells me a little bit about, I like looking at higher soft cap, hard cap projects myself. Again, less buying pressure when you're actually getting ready to launch. Okay. Let's look and see what the Scout says. Basically, he's got some where it was audited. some of the functions here that he felt were enough to put in positives, that the owner can't pause trading and do things like that. There's a lot of shenanigans out there that people can do. For instance, and it wasn't a shenanigans, but I'm going to tell you about one. When Scooby Inu launched yesterday, there was issues in the contract, but it has nothing to do. It's still, I think it's still a fairly good project. And I actually, bought in on that. But all of a sudden, trading stopped. They were able to pause the trading. Immediately my mind went to, oh boy, it's a rug pull, or it's something's happening. Why can't I, and I happened to be in PooCoin at the time, and I noticed that the PooCoin trade button wasn't lit. And I'm like, that's not right. Why isn't it lit? So that meant two things. Either they went south and took my money and ran, or there was a problem, problem with the project. So immediately, we went to Telegram and we realized there was, and they're going to launch on Monday at 5 o'clock. So it doesn't necessarily mean that if they have this, where they can pause, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing either, but it also can be a really good thing. So no red flags as they reported. Basically what they're talking about: auto liquidity, auto buybacks, auto farming. So we can take a look at their website too. And it's a private sale is on now. So that we have a public sale, public and private sale now, maybe. Or private sales on now, maybe public already passed. Let's take a look at that. Let's go to their Telegram group and let's take a look at what they have going on here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join here. Writing messages are not allowed. Okay. Well, to me, that's a red flag already. And the last PID messages is March 3rd. And there's no other way, unless it's telling me that I need to go to a different site to actually, sometimes they'll be taking you over to Discord or another Telegram, but I don't really see that. And to be honest with you guys, if I have to search too hard for something, I don't even look at the project. So as far as I'm concerned, and I could be totally wrong, I'm not going to spend the time or day. And plus, look at this, there's only 149 members. So how could a project do that well, okay, with only 100 and some people? And apparently, I don't know, the pre-sales at 311, I can't even ask a question to verify that either. So let's just take a peek at this just for kicks. And yeah, because basically saying that pre-sale countdowns in a day, you could buy on the private sale right now. I don't know. I'll be honest, guys, I don't feel good about a project like this. In my opinion, I'm showing you the reasons why. I'm not saying that it's a bad project. I'm just saying that it's something that I wouldn't invest in, because I can't get, number one, I can't get questions asked into the Telegram group. That's a big no-no for me. I don't like the fact that I can't speak in there and I can't ask questions. I don't like the fact that they're going to be launching their countdown to pink sale in a day, and they only have 100 and some people in their Telegram group. So to me, I don't even need to look any further. So you can see how quickly that you can actually get through a project, right? If you're in a time crunch and you want to take a look at a project, right? It's simple. It's, you can actually go ahead and do that. Let's take a look at another day. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at the time, so I don't want to keep you guys over the time that you need. Oh, I see John here. You hear John's Salzano. I hope I said that right. Paisano. And it says here that the one at 9 o'clock tonight seems interesting. Okay, let's take a look. Today is the 9th. Okay. 9 p.m. GAFA. Is that it? Okay. I'm going to do my best to get into this one with you. However, we have a call in about, I got to get off in about 5 minutes, so I'm going to do my best. Okay. GAFA looks like here, very high hard cap and soft cap and hard cap. I like that. Okay, so let's go and take a look. It's across, it's a GAFA-verse is a cross-platform that can be enjoyed on all devices, no matter where you are, whether it's creating content or enjoying other creations. GAFA-verse rewards players, developers, and collectors. There's no red flags as they see it. They utilize the future of gaming experience, a multifunctional token powered by the Binance Smart Chain, and users can create an experience and enjoy our game. It's called GAFA. It's free to play and free to earn. Let me ask you a question, Josh. Did you, are you the scout on this project?
I don't think you mean me. I think you mean the other chap, John.
Oh, John, right, John. Are you the scout on the project, John? No, okay. I was going to ask you if you are. Come on, let's talk. But okay, all right. So we're going to go ahead and go right to the Telegram group real quick. I'm going to open it up. Okay. There's an announcement channel. That's all I really see. I don't really know how to get to, yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. It's an announcement channel. I wonder, let's go to their, let's go to here and see, maybe that's the wrong link. Sometimes that happens. All right, let's take a look and see where's their social media. Did I already pass it? Okay, this is their Telegram link. Okay, it's the same one. It says announcements. It's an announcement channel. Again, it's not going to give me the information that I need right away to make a decision unless someone else knows something else about this project that I don't. But I don't ever look at projects unless I know I can get to the Telegram group. So does somebody have anything on them that they like to share that that would make me want to continue to look at this?
I had one the other day where they didn't have anything in the Telegram, but then they had a really strong following on Twitter. So I don't know whether it's worth just checking their Twitter.
Absolutely, let's do it. All right, they have 713 followers here on Twitter. So this pre-sale date looks different than the one that's listed. This says March 15th. So the scout's going to need to update that. And that also may give, you know, I don't know, if they don't have a, I don't, you know, let's see. Is this the same Telegram group? You're invited to join a chat on Telegram. Click join link. Yeah, I don't think it's not, it's a broken link. Guys, there are a little bit of red flags for me. So this is a broken link that they're giving you. I don't like that. Only 713 people. Not so big, not a big deal. Let's look at Discord. Is this Discord? No, it's Instagram. Okay, guys, my decision's made. I won't be participating in this. It could be a good project, but that's how quickly I can get through this calendar. Okay. And guys, you know, this is the Wild West. You're going to come up on projects like this all the time, you know, and you're also going to come up with a lot of great projects all the time too. So I'm going to open it up for one question because I definitely need to jump off the call and get on another one. So is there any questions that need an answer, I'll be happy to do that. Let me look here and see if I see any questions. No, I do not. I just want to thank, whoops.
Could I ask you just a 1-second question? That's just the difference between the kind of Veta Trading Club and this, or I just wondered if you could just tell me the differences between the different meetings. Or
well, the Veta Trading Club is they're like the top vetters, and what they're doing is we are looking at we're already we've already investigated some of the projects, and we're looking at ones that we actually would like to invest in as a group. We actually do it as a group. So it's a trading club group of people that do it. The difference here is basically I'm actually working, having an open discussion, with everybody outside of the trading club, because the trading club really is specifically for the trading club and anybody at a certain tier level. So you won't really have access to that unless you're at like a tier 4, I think.
I think the reason I ask, I am actually tier 3 in Veta. I've actually been with you since the pre-sale of Veta. And it's really good. I just wondered if you knew how to kind of join in with that.
But you'll be able to, here's what's going to happen with that. Right now we're doing a test project. This is a test. We're doing a test pilot on it. Okay. So, we'll let you know when there's openings and things like that. So don't worry, we'll let you in. But I want to thank you, Josh, for being a good sport, and also let us kind of pick your brain a little bit instead of me picking my brain. So, but thank you so much for your help. And guys, have a great night. A terrific tomorrow. And my name is Phyllis, what's my initials? PSC 100X on the platform. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.